Hold on. Hold on to my pole still.
No.
Oh, that's... What is that? Oh, you actually have a flashlight in here. You have the flashlight you stole from my bedside, I think?
No, actually,
Can you stop moving?
I was thinking when I looked at it, I did not sell out from the bedside. I took it from the drawer that, you know, that drawer has money in it and stuff. And I know two ones down from the dot.
Yeah, it's flashlights in it. Yep.
I took it because I was afraid it was going to get dark on our last.
Well, that was a good plan. Good thinking.
I still have it, so.
We'll.
Probably brighter than my dolphin.
I think the right
my
thing.
dolphin is probably not the brightest one.
Well, I think one of the things to do is probably to pack a little headlamp. I have some headlamps for exactly that purpose. Because I've been out back when I would just be sometimes traveling in my truck alone without your mom and such. I sometimes have taken some trails and been out past dark. That happened to me in Colorado in the winter one time, and I was getting a little worried. I made a bad decision to take a shortcut through the woods, and I was in the Rocky Mountain National Park in the winter, and it was getting dark. It started to get dark on me, and it was a lot longer than I thought, and turned out okay, but it definitely had a little bit of time there where I wasn't sure it was going to, and it taught me an important lesson that I need to be more careful and not do that kind of thing. I could have gotten stuck out in the woods in the mountains in Colorado in the winter, and that would have been not so great. I did not have my 10 essentials on me. I was wearing warm stuff, but I didn't have the rest of it. Watch out for the mud. I was actually there because I was...
Out of gas?
No, because it wasn't... I was hiking. I was actually... trying to remember if I was...
That's even worse. I thought you could just fall asleep in your car and you'd be good.
I was trying to remember if I was snowshoeing, but I think I was just hiking. I was there. I actually was there to interview with the residency in Denver. And while I was there, I took the opportunity to drive up to Rocky Mountain National Park, stay at a climber's place I knew, and go for a hike in the park. I actually remember I ran into two guys there who were podiatrists who were up there hiking, and we all flew back together. And then what happened was interesting is they canceled our flight, and we were going to have to sleep. Well, you know, I did have a sleeping bag because I brought that to stay at the hostel, and then we were going to undo our sleeping bags and sleep in the airport, and we were just getting ready to do that, and they came by and they said, hey, the plane needs to be back in Kansas City, so we're flying anyway. And there were like a handful of people, maybe 5 or 6 of us. We didn't even show our tickets or anything. We all just jumped on the plane, and it was like a party going back. The stewardesses were walking around the aisles handing out drinks to us for free, and everybody was chatting, and it was actually a lot of fun. It was really kind of one of the...
You didn't even have to pay for a ticket?
Well, no, because they didn't pay attention, because the point was they had canceled the flight. So everybody had been rescheduled for another flight. And then, I don't know what happened. It must have been snow or something was why they canceled the flight.
All your friends
And then,
and that's why it was...
the other two guys were there too, yeah. And then,
They're all friends together?
well, because they debated renting a car because they both had to be at their offices the next day. But it's a long drive from Denver back to Kansas City. And then this happened, and so... what happened, I think, Carson, is the airline said, we need that plane in Kansas City in the morning. So late at night, they decided the weather must have cleared enough that they decided they could fly back to Kansas City. And then just very kindly...
Did they only do it for you?
Well, they very kind... No, it was for anybody. They walked around the airport in the general area and said, hey, anybody who is going to Kansas City, we're going to go ahead and go. And if you want to come board now. And I mean, like we had like 15 minutes or so, throw all our stuff where we had kind of laid it out, sleeping in the airport, and hopped on board the plane. And it was like a party atmosphere. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a neat experience. I've never had that experience before. I don't think you can have it again now because of this was before all the terrorist stuff, so you didn't have to, it wasn't nearly so strict. Well, you know how like now, in the old days, that you used to be able to, as a guest, you could go right to the gate of an airport. You didn't have the security lines. like we have to go through now. There were some security lines, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't as restrictive. I used to be able in Portland to leave my apartment downtown less than 45 minutes from when a plane departed, and I could drive to the airport, park, walk in, and get on the plane.
Where would you go on the plane?
Well, two places typically. I was either going down to see your mom when she was in San Jose, California.
Oh, you went to different places? And
Yep, we sure did. We did that many times. Or I went to go see my friend Scott, who lived in Boise, Idaho. And I sometimes went and spent a couple weekends with him where we would go.
you still friends?
I haven't seen him in a while. I'm sure we would still call each other friends. Life kind of, can you go to the side so you don't get in the mud? Life gets complicated at times, and so,
Look how deep this is probably.
yeah. I went to resin.
This is really deep.
Don't get yourself all muddy. We're almost at the
I
end.
really start stinking in it. I'm not gonna have an extra pair of shoes.
Yeah, well, that's
I
good.
brought them just in case.
Okay, well, that was
So,
good
like,
thinking.
Instead of getting in the car and
Okay,
moving.
you know what, honestly, Carson? That's great planning. Good job. Scott is somebody I went to residency with. He actually taught me how to kayak. The little kayak in our garage? That is actually Scott's boat I bought
Wait,
from
which
him.
one?
The blue one, the littler blue one.
Oh,
That's hanging up in the thing.
bought that for him?
I bought that from him. He bought a newer one, and I bought it used from him for a reasonable price because I was just starting, and I knew I'd used it with him. He'd lent it to me. So I think he gave it to me with all the flotation stuff that goes inside it too. So it was a reasonable way. It cost me like less than half of what a new one would have cost. And it had all the extra stuff, and I knew it worked for me. I did like his new boat better, which was he had a Dagger RPM. But it was a great way for me to get started. In the end, that's all I really needed. Because actually, after he moved to Idaho, I kind of stopped doing whitewater kayaking.
What's whitewater?
Going down the river.
This is where he got dirty.
Yeah, let's not step in that.
My legs are there.
Okay, then you have to wash your boots off at home.
Oh, no.
Well, he didn't step in there, but that is definitely going to get deep and yucky. All right, come on. We got to get back to the car. It's getting dark.
Oh, please. Dad, I'm not gonna. I didn't even go completely down in that. I could have
Oh,
gone
my
further.
toes got wet. I'm not quite sure where they got wet at. I guess just stuff on the grass.
Did it actually get into your shoe?
No, these are waterproof. I really like these. I got these at the Columbia outlet for 20 bucks.
They're all over me. But
Yeah.
There's something in mud and other stuff.
Last time we were in Portland, or the time before that, really, your mom and I went into the outlet, and I got these. They're like $100 boots I got for 20 bucks, so pretty nice.
I'm getting tired.
Well, we're almost there. Car's just right up there.
Second.
Should I leave you behind?
Dad, please, just a second. I'm tired.
Well, I hope you make it.
I'm tired.
Okay, well, we're just almost there. So, see, this is a perfect length. Aren't you glad we didn't do the longer part?
Yes. I'm tired. Do you think that we want to drink the water?
Sure. See, that's what makes the, if you have one of these, Carson, then you can just go, which is nice. We can put one in that pack. We'll see about keeping that pack. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we might. It fits you nicely, and you've worn it, and you like it. That's what makes the biggest difference. I like how it fits on your hips nicely. And even though it touches your neck, it's soft right there, which is
I
nice.
just want to go home.
Car's right up here, bud. I don't think we're even 100 yards from the car now.
No, I think we're more than 100 yards.
I'm not so sure about that. Do you know how long 100 yards is?
Not very long.
It's as long as a football field.
That's not too long.
It's 300 feet.
It's not too long.
Right, that's why I said it's not too long. So I think the truck is just right up here. Well, okay, maybe 1.5. That might be true.
Look, the tail lights are on.
treehouse has lights?
Look, it's on. Power.
Oh, it does. That's neat.
And I see a bed. Yeah, I see a bed in there.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's cool that.
I see a little bunk thing. The start of a little bunk.
Oh, do you see the start of a bunk? Well, that's pretty darn cool. I gotta get. I gotta.
And I see a little I think it's a sculpture of a little pirate ship or something in there. I'm not sure, but I do see that.
Oh, let me turn the flash off.
I have electricity. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's not like flashlight electricity.
No, yeah, no, I think they definitely have power in it. I think that is true. All right, come on, 7 o'clock.
Do you see the
We need to
logo
get going.
Of a pirate ship there?
I'm not sure if I do.
Oh, I see. That's kind of cool. Not kind of. Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, I can even see the light, so it's not flashlight.
Yeah, well, no, I'm sure that you're right. I'm sure if they bothered to build that nice deck, it would be pretty easy to run power out there too. All you really kind of have to do is run an extension cord up there.
What?
I said all you really need to do is to run an extension cord up there. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Oh yeah, there's somebody in there. I see him. All right. We gotta get closer to it up here. Yeah, I know, I saw him. What? Maybe. I doubt it. All right, come on, let's get up to the car and get going home. All right, bud, let's go.
Look, that looks pretty.
It does look pretty.
It's a cool little tree house.
Yeah, it's a very cool little tree house, that's for sure. It looks like it's nicely made. Has a standing seam roof and wood siding on it. It's a pretty substantial size too.
Yeah, it's enough to put a bed or something in there.
Yep, I'd say it's probably 8 by 12, maybe a little bit bigger.
They probably have a bed in there.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. Yeah, I can see the person right here. It's an adult that's in it right now.
Oh, it's an adult? I think it's a little boy.
Yeah, why? Well, see, that's either bald or white hair. You see him?
Oh, they look like grandma with that little...
Yeah, might be. Maybe they built that for the grandkids, or maybe it's their little getaway. All right, let's get going.
Look, little boy. I saw it's a teenager. He has white hair.
Oh, okay.
He has white hair, and I saw his face.
Oh, okay.
His white hair, like this and stuff, that goes off to the side
Oh,
like that.
okay.
And
So he's cool.
back here.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, that's for sure.
I knew it was a boy. I knew it.
It's a good place to get away from zombies, too.
What's with you and zombies?
Well, I'm just saying. It would be, wouldn't it?
Dad.
You know what else? Zombie deer, even.
And then you could grow your tree even bigger by using zombie corpses on the bottom of the hill.
Well, I suppose you could, but I don't think you'd enjoy the smell.
At times, I'm not sure if you should be aware of smell when you're in a zombie apocalypse.
That's true. Yeah, you're still probably aware of it.
Yeah, but you're probably not like
It's probably not your top priority.
Yeah, smell is not your top priority.
That's why I have these with me, is to protect us in case a zombie deer
What's
shows up.
yours?
Exactly.
You really wanted to? Why didn't you just bring...
Watch out, you do not want this to land on your toe.
Just bring
Can you please not?
I can just bring the hand pocket.
If you've learned anything, well, you maybe haven't learned anything for zombie things. Is you don't need a firearm. You just need something to get the zombie with.